I'll get it. When he was 16 years old, his young life leader brought him to the Malibu Club. And he came to know Christ at that time, right here where you're all sitting. And we were just talking backstage here, and he was then the sound check guy. And so he was doing that whole thing. He was writing music for Bebo Norman at that time. Bebo's liking the stuff and playing it. And Bob Goff sat on the back steps. We were just talking. Bob Goff sat on the back steps with him and said, well, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do when you kind of grow up? What do you want to be? And Brandon Heath just told me, he said, well, I don't know. You've never been asked that before. So our guest tonight is Brandon Heath, recording artist. We play him on our radio stations all over the country. Grammy Award winning Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, and he's going to play for you guys tonight. He's been back to Malibu. Welcome, Brandon Heath.
I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, all right? I still haven't grown up. Ever get something in your head? It's nothing you heard, it's something you read. Ever had a cup but you never saw a blade? Brought to your knees but you never prayed. Jesus in disguise, Jehovah passing by, the burden of a tear hanging in your eye. Jesus in disguise, a scar across the sky. You were looking for a key you would never recognize. Jesus in disguise. Feel like you've been somewhere before. Hold the key, you know which door. Speak the words your lips have never known, because your heart told you so. Jesus in disguise, Jehovah passing by, the burden of a tear hanging in your eye. Jesus in disguise, a star across the sky. You were looking for a key you would never recognize. Jesus in disguise. Open my eyes, wide as I can, blind as I am, blind as I am. Open my eyes, wide as I can, blind as I am, blind as I am. Jesus in disguise. Jesus in disguise. Jesus in, open my eyes, wide as I can, blind as I am, blind as I am. Jesus in disguise. I wish you could see me now. I wish I could show you how I'm not who I was. I used to be mad at you, a little on the hurt side too, but I'm not who I was. I found my way around to forgiving you some time ago, but I never got to tell you. So found us in a photograph. I saw me and I had to laugh. You know I'm not who I was. You were there, you were right above me, and I wonder if you ever loved me just for who I was. When the pain came back again, like a bitter friend, it was all that I could do to keep myself from blaming you. It's a funny thing, I figured out I could sing. Now I'm not who I was. Writing about love and such, maybe because I wanted so much. I'm not who I was. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should let you know I'm not the same, but I never did forget your name. Hello. Hello. Ooh. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Most amazing grace is the chance to give it out. Maybe that's what love is all about. I wish you could see me now. I wish I could show you how I'm not who I was.
I used to work up here as a sound tech, and I was really bad at it. I would often forget to push mute before the guitar player would unplug their guitar, and there'd be this big bang to the system, you know. And I was working here when a guy named Bebo Norman, like Rick said, was here playing. It was in '99, way back in '99. That wasn't that long ago, but. It was really cool because I'd been here a whole month and behind the soundboard and listening to his music and the way that it impacted kids. And he was writing these songs that went along so well with the gospel, but it was just his testimony in music. And I saw the way that it impacted those kids, and I thought, I would love to do something like that. I mean, I think any of us want to feel like we're making a difference in the world. Somehow, whether it's a small or big impact, we just want to know that we're leaving a mark, you know? And so for me, songwriting was therapy. Being up on stage was more like I needed therapy after I got off the stage. You know, I was a little shy about doing it, but man, I got to tell you, this is where it all started for me. Because guys like Bebo, but really it was you know, people who weren't performers that were really encouraging me to share my music, and so I did. And like I said, it's your testimony in a song, and that song I'm Not Who I Was my first big song on the radio, and it doesn't even have a chorus, you know? I don't know if you ever realized that. It doesn't have a chorus. It just says I'm not who I was over and over again. And I loved that, honestly, it threw all the rules out the window for me. Like, there aren't any rules. You just write a song, and if it has an impact on people, they'll ask for it again and again and again, and maybe they'll buy it on iTunes. But I sat in this back room here with a guy named Bob Goff, and he used to come up here with his family. He and his wife Maria met. He was doing this thing called Sailing Beyond, and was really big into sailing. And he met his wife. It was either up here or through Young Life. I think it was just through Young Life. But this place was very special to them, and it would come up more and more. And as I was a sound tech, like I was telling you, one day I was in this room behind me wrapping cables, and he just sat on the stoop in here. We call it Little Squawka back here. And he said, "What are your dreams?" And nobody had asked me that since I was a kid, when it was honestly pretty easy for me to just say, "I'm going to be an astronaut," without feeling embarrassed about it, you know? Like fully believing I could be an astronaut. But as an adult, you know how hard it is sometimes to say your dreams? Because you just kind of feel foolish. You'd feel foolish now to say you're an astronaut, you know. Frankly, I'm too old to get started to be an astronaut, but I'm 35 now. I have a cool story to tell you, actually. Gosh, I have to tell you this story. I didn't even think about it. We'll come back to that. So, it's really cool. So Bob asked me that question, and I barely knew him, but he really wouldn't let me off the hook very easily. And so we kept having this conversation actually over a couple of years, until I finally said, I want to be a recording artist. I want people to hear my music. And so it just started this journey of one step after the other, and it really wasn't even going and knocking on labels' doors. It was going to India and seeing what poverty looks like, and finding out what do people really want to talk about in their lives. And honesty is an important thing, and transparency. I hear that you guys have been like super vulnerable this like probably more than you were ready to be, right? We as men sometimes have a hard time with vulnerability, but man, it just connects us because we feel connected. And so for me, that's what I put into my music. And God has really been able to use it. Thankfully, guys like Rick who play it on the radio. But for me, I've just been given permission to be honest in my songwriting, and people can take a song and make it their own. And when I was up for New Artist of the Year at the Dove Awards in Nashville, and Bob flew his whole family out there. When I was like, well, I hope I win for your sake, because you just spent a lot of money. And but I did win, and the first person that I saw skyrocket out of his seat was Bob. And I was so glad that somebody came along and called the man in me out, you know, that told me it was okay to dream. And so this place is very special to me. And so I'm going to sing you another song about a hero of mine, and I'm going to tell you that. Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. He felt a little better when he shook your hand. Let me tell you a little about him and you'll understand why Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. He grew up in the Depression and he fought in the war. He
Never talked too much about the other shore. He was real good looking in his uniform, Officer Petty in 44. You might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me, he sure was grand. He married a girl from down the street, built her a house down by a creek. One girl, two boys, 5 mouths to feed. Paul Brown Petty built a family. He opened a shop down on the square. He'd sit you on up in his barber chair, get a summertime buzz or a real close shave. He'd get you all cleaned up, send you on your way. And you might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me, he sure was grand. He was a Cumberland Presbyterian. He went up to meet his maker in 91. Sometimes when I talk about him, I get sad. You see, Paul Brown Petty was my granddad. His courage runs down in my blood, his kindness in my eyes. If you can see a man in me, he's the reason why. Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. You felt a little better when he shook your hand. And if you could have known him, you'd understand why Paul Brown Petty was a good old man.
Granddad. And you know, there's a lot of guys that have been in my life that will never be on the stage, and their name won't be known very well, but they made a huge impact in my life. And there are even some of those guys that are in the room right now. And I just flew up here for the day to visit a few friends of mine, and I'm going to leave with y'all tomorrow. So I just get one night here, and I was flying here, just like, honestly, I came for a little break, but I was like, I really hope somebody asks me to sing tonight, because I really want to sing. So I'll just confess, I wanted to sing for you tonight. So thank you for letting me share a couple of songs with you. Okay, so I got to tell you my story real quick. This is how good God is. If you just like, it's really, sometimes you're going to wait a long, long time, and sometimes you don't have to wait long at all. But God sets these little tripwires up for us to trip over sometimes, for us to know how much He loves us. And this is one of those stories for me. I was telling you earlier, I wanted to be an astronaut. That's not a joke, all right? Like literally, I was way into space when I was a kid, and still am. And I got to live in Houston for a few years as a worship leader down there at a church. And there was an engineer, commander on the space station. Next year, he's training right now. And he called me one morning, and he said, you know, Brandon, I'm going to be the commander on the space station for 6 months, and one of your jobs as the commander is to design the patch for your mission. And he said, I don't know the first thing about designing a patch. Would you like to design the patch? And I was speechless. I still am. Wow. hole up there. So thank you guys for having me tonight. I've got one more for you, and I think you want a new one or an old one? Both. Both? Okay. Both.
Look down from a broken sky, traced out by the city lights. My world from a mile high, the best seat in the house tonight. Touchdown in the cold black top, hold on for the southern star. Breathing the familiar shock, confusion and chaos. All those people going somewhere. Why have I never cared? Give me your eyes for just 1 second. Give me your eyes so I can see everything that I keep missing. Give me your love for humanity. Give me your arms for the broken hearted, ones that are far beyond my reach. Give me your heart for the ones forgotten. Give me your eyes so I can see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Step out on a busy street, see a girl in our eyes meet. Does her best to smile at me, to hide what's underneath. There's a man just to the right, black suit and a bright red tie. Too ashamed to tell his wife he's out of work, he's buying time. All those people going somewhere. Why? Give me your eyes for just 1 second. Give me your eyes so I can see everything that I keep missing. Give me your love for humanity. Give me your arms for the broken hearted, ones that are far beyond my reach. Give me your heart for the ones forgotten. Give me your eyes so I can see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Been a million times, a couple of million eyes just moved past me by. I swear I never thought that I was wrong. I want a second glance, so give me a second chance to see the way you've seen the people all along. Give me your eyes for just 1 second. Give me your eyes so I can see everything that I keep missing. Give me your love for humanity. Give me your arms for the broken hearted, ones that are far beyond my reach. Give me your heart for the ones forgotten. Give me your eyes so I can see. Give me your eyes. Give me your eyes. Everything that I keep missing. Give me your heart for the broken hearted. Give me your arms. Give me your eyes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me sing it, guys. Yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good singing.
That part, so I just said yeah. Yeah, I'm good to do that. So the patch is online, and if you're confused about which one it is, it looks like a third grader designed it. So that's the one. Anyway, this is a song that I wrote in January, and I don't know what it is about January, the first couple weeks in January. I just feel like I always write my best songs that week. And this is one that I haven't recorded, but it just says where I am right now. And so I'm going to leave you with this one before we go on to the next theme. Thank you guys for having me tonight. Saturday from 8 to 5, 1120 East Valley Drive. Power tools and a few guitars, Atari and some vintage Matchbox cars, and a new bass boat. Everything must go. I ain't broke and I ain't dying. I just felt like simplifying. Flat screen TV, recliner chair, broken in real good from sitting there. You better bring some rope, 'cause everything must go. Finally got it figured out, what I can live with or without. Get rid of what's crowding up my soul. What's the cost of living free? What I own and what owns me. Make a little room for love to grow. In a stereo, everything must go. Bow and arrows, croquet set, still in the box, it ain't been open yet. Harley jacket, western shirts, I'll throw in an old jukebox that still works, and some G.I. Joes. Everything must go. Finally got it figured out, what I can live with or without. Get rid of what's crowding up my soul. What's the cost of living free? What I own and what owns me. Make a little room for love to grow. In a stereo, everything must go. 'Cause the more I let it go, the less I feel the way. Tell everyone that you know, come sunshine or come rain. Toaster oven, Nordic track, make me an offer, I don't want it back. You better bring some rope, free Oreos. Everything must go. So I was like, I didn't know where I was. I'm from Nashville, and so I was a long way from home, but it took that for me to be in the right place to hear that Jesus loved me, and to really believe it. And as soon as I heard it, I wanted it, I took it, and it changed my life. It changed not only the direction of my life here on earth, but eternity. And I am confident about that. And so I can walk confidently and know that, yes, I'm forgiven. I still screw up on a daily basis, but I am forgiven. And it's easier for me now to ask for forgiveness. I don't need to be proud about it. One of the cool things, I'm going to sing you one more song. This is a song that's on my new record called Blue Mountain. And I wrote this with a girl, her name is Dina Carter.
And she wrote this song. It said, strawberry wine, 17, hot July moon, saw everything. You know this song? Yeah. Strawberry wine. I saw her one day, and I usually don't like make a practice of talking to women that I don't know and giving them a big old compliment. But I told her, I said, look, you made a huge impact on me when I was a kid as a songwriter. And her husband interrupted me. And he said, excuse me, but you made a big impact on me.
Nice.
And I said, how? And he said, well, your song, I'm Not Who I Was, helped me through a really tough time in my life. And I was blown away by that. And so Dina and I ended up writing together in LA. And when my record came out, I was invited to sing on the Grand Ole Opry for the first time. And for a Nashville kid, that is a big deal. Because that stage is legendary. And there's a circle on the stage cut out of the original stage. And when you stand in that circle, it's like there's no feeling like it. All the people that have come before you. And so I invited Dina to come and sing on the Grand Ole Opry with me. And I did not realize that she had never sang on the Opry stage either. And so until about 5 minutes before and so I went out, and my parents were there. It was a big moment in my life. But Dina walked out, and for whatever reason, I mean, she's written huge songs for the people and had her own. But she had always wanted to play, but nobody had invited her. And here we are, both debuting on the Grand Ole Opry together, and she's one of my heroes. That's how good God is. He blows my mind. He has answered my prayers and dreams far beyond what I even knew to dream for myself. And I wonder if you know that for yourself. You don't need a stage or a guitar to do amazing things. Honestly, just mentoring a young guy like Bob did to me was massive. Forgiving somebody is massive. Accepting forgiveness, maybe even bigger. So here's the thing. I'm going to sing this last song for you. And this is the one that Dina and I sang on the Grand Ole Opry. My Lord, what shall I give him today? He wants my heart more than he asked for my wage. One day I'll die, but it won't be my last day. When I look in his eyes, I know that I did okay. My Lord, what shall I sing him now? A song full of praise from a mouth full of doubt. I lift up my face and I sing out loud. Of all my mistakes, I still make him proud. 'Cause he paid it all for me and carried that cross for My Lord, where would you want me to go? Just across town, or a place where I don't know a soul. Just tell me where, and I'll hit the road. With no time to spare, and no heavy load. Cause he paid it all for me, and carried that cross for you. On that rugged walk, he knew what he had to do, and opened his arms up wide, invited the world inside. One final breath, he conquered death for me and you. He paid it all. He paid it all. On that rugged cross, he knew what he had to do. Open his arms up wide, invited the world inside. One final breath, he conquered death for me and you. One final breath, he conquered death for me.